Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have the full review of the UMIDIGI A7 Pro. This is their brand new budget device. Let's see what it's all about. So UMIDIGI have priced this fairly reasonably. It comes in around £120. Obviously depends if you have the 64GB or the 128GB version. It's powered by the Helio P23 processor, which is actually 3 years old now, so it's not the latest and greatest technology. In terms of performance and navigating around the smartphone, I haven't really found any issues at all there. It's fairly smooth, obviously dependent on network connection if you're browsing browsers or internet games or anything like that. It's been alright, it's been pretty standard to be honest. But when you switch over to gaming, which I'll show you now, Asphalt 9, there were some performance issues. Now let me quickly jump onto the Bluetooth saga. Lots of comments in my last video about Bluetooth 4. Yes, this phone doesn't come with Bluetooth 5, but it does come with Bluetooth 4.2. And the phone successfully connected to the Wii 2T controller you can see in the video here. Absolutely fine. No problems at all. But let's jump onto the gaming, and you can see this is set to maximum setting, so it's high quality. The visual quality is good, but it's very jittery. The gameplay wasn't really smooth, so I thought I'd change it to better performance. So I've done that, and we jumped straight into the game. There is a huge improvement, but again there was a few skipped frames every now and again, but like I said, there was an improvement. So the A7 Pro does struggle in some departments on gaming. The A7 Pro comes with Face ID, which works, and it works pretty well, and it probably unlocks slightly quicker than the fingerprint sensor that it has on the back. Obviously both of them work quite accurately. They could be a little bit quicker. If you do want it quicker, then use the Face ID. Now, UMIDIGI design really nice smartphones, and this again is one of them. Has the beautiful rear glass with the nice quad camera setup there as well. UMIDIGI do make really nice looking phones. Great to hold in the hand, and you get these superb cases for free as well, which I use them quite a lot to be honest, and that looks really nice. So I really wanted to test the GPS connection on the phone, and I wasn't surprised to see that there was no problems at all really. This is something that maybe cheaper Chinese phones used to suffer a lot maybe a couple of years ago, but I think these budget phones have finally got on top of the GPS, and navigation was fine and quick. So just the other day UMIDIGI released an update. For me, I think it was a much needed update, because before that it was a little bit buggy. Taking phone calls, the screen would go black and I couldn't interact with anything. Listening to voice notes on WhatsApp, the screen would go black. But since I've applied the update, it has fixed all them problems. The phone is running smoother. But to apply this update, you needed to install a local SD card, which I did, because you got an error coming up saying no SD card. Once you've mounted your SD card, download the update, install it, restart, and you're done. And that update was much needed. So a 4150 milliamp battery is what's installed in the A7 Pro. It's a 10 watt charger, so it's not fast charging, and I expected a little bit better battery life. So here we had 6 hours and 44 minutes of screen on time, and the phone was on for a total of 11 hours, according to this, with about 19 minutes left. And if you notice at the bottom, battery usage data isn't available. Now this wasn't working until after the update. So I've got 6 hours and 26 minutes on that day, and then the usage statistics were actually working after the update. The little line in there, that's when it updated the smartphone. So obviously restarted to finish the update. And you can see my battery usage there for that day. So 6 hours and 26. I was hoping for nearly 8 on this device. But if you're a heavy user, I've been heavily using this game lately. A lot. Used for 4 hours and 3 minutes. So if you use it a little bit less than what I do, then you might be able to squeeze a whole day, but I never actually managed to squeeze a whole day out of this, unfortunately. So let's talk about this quad camera setup, and obviously not ignoring the selfie camera as well. After the update, the camera had improved greatly because there was some issues with autofocus. You'd have to tap the screen a lot, and sometimes it wouldn't always focus, so you'd get blurry images. But the update obviously fixed that tremendously well. Autofocus is quite rapid and quick now. It really struggled to focus in portrait mode, but now it's pretty much instant. And I think the portrait mode is excellent on this camera. It's captured some good shots in portrait mode. Some of the images lack a little bit of clarity, and the colour might be slightly off in some of the photos. But I think overall, in daytime and good lighting conditions, the phone performs really well. Switch it to obviously darker environments, then the performance does drop quite a bit. All the lenses do as they should. There's a macro lens there which is performing pretty well and has produced some good shots. And the ultra wide angled lens, that's a decent lens on the A7 Pro as well. Video quality is okay. It's 1080p video.
Who are you?
I'm Batgirl.
You Batgirl.
It's got EIS, so it's not optical image stabilization, so it's electronic image stabilization. It does a decent job. But then again, when you shift this into a dark room, I was putting my daughter to sleep, it is really, really grainy. But then you do see the contrast as I'm coming out of the room into a bright lit hallway. Obviously, it does improve a lot.
Right, come on, Carl. Let's go.
You're taking the house up. A cuddle.
All right, Papa.
A cuddle again. Right, are you taking a picture of me?
Video.
Are you taking a picture of me? I just don't like my bee.
So guys, this pretty much concludes my review on the A7 Pro. I have to admit, I've not been blown away. I mean, when you compare this to the A5 Pro last year, there's not much difference. I mean, they've put a USB Type-C connector in there, which is good. It's a quad camera setup now. And there's more storage. There's no 32 gig. There's just 64 or 128. It's got the same processor. It's got 4 gigs of RAM as well. But the A5 Pro performed better in gaming than this did. So whether there's some more tweaks that UMIDIGI need to do in order for better gaming performance, I'm not sure. Maybe it will. But to conclude, I think the battery performance is decent. The camera performance is good. I do especially like the front-facing camera that takes some good shots. And obviously, in daylight, it does a tremendous job for the price of this device. Yes, it has Bluetooth 4.2, but I haven't seen any problems with that. Like I said, it paired to my FlyDigi controller earlier on, and that was absolutely fine. So it's definitely a decent handset, but does require improvement, especially in performance for gaming. So that is pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for watching this review. If you have any questions, then please pop them down below and I'll answer them as best as I can. Links in the description below as well. But that's it. Until next time, guys. See you later.